Why, hello there, YouTube. Now, I am a very diligent person, and I like to keep an ear to the ground as to the kind of things that you guys like to watch, and for things for me to react to. And it's suffice to say that not everything is always going to get on my plate from the word go. However, with your constant reminders and incessant requests, there has been a YouTuber that I have been meaning to watch for quite some time, and not one to turn away your desires and to placate your insatiable hunger for constant explosions. We, by popular demand, are going to be getting in and watching one of our very first ever Kentucky Ballistics videos. So sit back and get ready for some explosions. Alrighty, so here we go. I didn't really know where to start with Kentucky Ballistics, if I'm honest. So I just chose the one that I think looked the most interesting, which in this case is 50 BMG versus an Atlas Stone. Now, you guys know me. I am a gun nut. I love guns. I am very neurodivergent that way. So seeing somebody using 50 BMG versus a gigantic slab of slate seems like a very good place to start. And I'm sure if you guys would like to suggest things, which you probably will, if there's specific videos you think I should watch from this guy, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, let's see what this man is all about. Other than, quite literally, Makari dressed up as a dinosaur. Oh no! The dinosaur gym bros!
Oh, no. There's gotta be someone in here who can get this off me. Let's get this off me. Hey! Hey! Hey!
Never trust a dinosaur. I don't know about you guys. I can never trust a dinosaur as far as I can throw them.
What's up, guys? My name is Scott, and you're watching Kentucky Ballistics. Today's video is brought to you by Hidden Hybrid Holsters. They make holsters for a variety of
hidden hybrid holsters?
Accessories.
You trying to? You know that I can barely speak English, right? You're trying to tongue tie me?
Be sure to check them out. I'll leave a link in the description down below. So for today's video, we have a 380-pound Atlas Stone.
Jesus.
This thing's made out of concrete, and I'm not really sure.
That's almost as heavy as my. Just saying.
In there. I'm pretty sure there may be some rebar, and sometimes they mix in fibers with the concrete.
I'm gonna be honest, I know this video is quite old, but recently I've noticed a trend on YouTube that suggests me these videos where it's like, hey guys, we've got this range of different caliber of weaponry that we're gonna use against insert random thing that probably won't deflect anything other than a 9mm, but hey.
Regardless, this thing is big, heavy, and tough. I don't know if you've ever watched the strongman competitions, but those huge guys pick them up and put them up on platforms, and they look kind of small when they're carrying them.
There's Eddie Hall. Man, British people, the one British person that managed to achieve something in their life.
But those guys are massive, so this stone's actually really big. I bought it from a local gym. They said nobody had picked this thing up ever. So I thought, well, can I...
Wait, did you know that we have a Discord and a Twitch? No? Well, now you do. So what are you waiting for? Why don't you click those little links over there and be part of the fun? Just like the rest of us cool kids, you know what I'm saying?
I buy it. I'd love to shoot it with a 50 cal, so I got it, went and got it from the gym. That was quite a task, and getting it out here was quite a task.
Oh my god.
But
dude, that
we're
thing,
out here now.
imagine like being, if they decided to get this out of the trailer at the top of a hill, and they just had that random brain blank moment. It's like, okay, so we need to get this down to the shooting range at the bottom of the hill. Well, you know, our best friend is gravity. Thanks, gravity.
And I'm really excited to get started. Okay, as always, we're gonna start out with something small. We're gonna start out with a 22 long.
22 long is like somebody who's proud of their 22 long is quite literally the guy who's like, it's not about the size, it's about how you use it. And then the person you're with is like, yeah, darling, yeah. You versus the person she told you not to worry about.
Long rifle, this is a Smith & Wesson Victory. And we're gonna be loaded up with some 40 grain lead round nose. I'd say
this ain't gonna do shit. This is just gonna rebound off.
25, 30 yards away.
22 long is quite literally the kind of caliber you use to scratch somebody's itch. You are one step up from a BB gun.
So we should be good.
Yeah, you can just literally see it pinging off.
Okay, it looks like we hit right here and right here. I don't think we did any damage to that stone. Okay, now let's step it up to 9mm.
The only thing that 22 long will do damage to is a man's masculinity.
TP9.
You know somebody hates you when the caliber they designate for you is 22 long.
SFX, very cool gun. And we're going to be loaded up with some Underwood ammo. These are 9mm, 147 grain.
So I think 9mm might chip the surface.
Full metal jackets.
Oh wow, that did way more than chip the surface. Shit. Dude, if that's how much damage it's doing at 9mm, I daren't even question how much damage, like, 5.56 or 22 is gonna do.
Oh, dang.
Oh, not 22. Yeah, 5.56.
From the looks of that, the 50 is probably going to explode that stone.
Yeah, the 50 cal is gonna turn into a stone
I
grenade.
didn't expect the 9mm to really do that much damage, but we knocked a little chunk off of it. That's pretty cool. Okay, now let's hit it with a 45 ACP.
Trouble is, the more they're shooting it, the more it's compromising the structural integrity. So the bigger caliber they go, ooh, is that a 911? Oh,
Springfield 1911 model 81.
yeah.
And we're going to be loaded up
Freaking
with
love me my
Underwood
1911s.
ammo. These are 45 ACP.
45 ACP, otherwise known as the I'm very rich and don't care about money caliber.
230 grain plus P jacketed hollow points.
Getting mugged? Just give them your wallet, because shooting them with that kind of ammo is basically like saying that I'm wasting the money.
Okay, it looks like we hit pretty much in the same spot. You can see some of these rocks are busted up where the 45 hit. But it looks like we still got some work
didn't even really do that much
on
more.
this Atlas stone. Okay, now let's hit it with a pistol round that's moving really fast. We have a Glock Gen 4, model 31, chambered in...
I know Glocks are like more common than oxygen. God damn, dude. Have some standards. I'm sorry. Glocks are for police officers and people with micro penises.
357 SIG. And we're going to be loaded up with some Underwood ammo. These are 125 grain full metal jackets.
There's something with a bit of personality to it.
Let's go check that out. We hit in this
I mean,
area,
gun is gun after all. You know, to anyone out there who's like not a gun fanatic, they're looking at these guns being like, wow, that certainly is a gun. Man, that gun certainly is gun. Wow, what a gun. I'm sure that gun certainly does gun.
Pieces of stone on the ground here. Let's scoot back and hit it again. Okay, the 357 SIG is a light bullet and it's moving really fast.
Max, Greg, and Gulkin, thank you for the follows.
It weighs a little more, moving a little slower.
Okay, real talk, anyone who unironically uses a Desert Eagle as a self-defense weapon has no idea about self-defense. This weapon, like using a Desert Eagle, yeah, sure, it's a big caliber, but when you've only got 7 bullets in the magazine, good luck actually defending yourself. This weapon is more about sending a message and having a fun thing to shoot that says, hey, yeah, no, I did shoot 50 cal. I did.
And definitely has a lot more energy. Let's hit it with the Desert Eagle, chambered in 50 AE.
Motherfuckers!
And we're going to be using some Hornady, 300 grain, jacketed hollow points.
Because it's hollow point, it's probably not going to do that much. Yeah, that's what I thought. So the problem with hollow point is it's designed to like splinter upon impact. If you're trying to break through solid objects like this, you need like proper solid slug type ammo.
Let's hit it one more time just for good measure.
Yeah, they did like 50 cal did less than
so
the
here's where we hit
45.
the first time with the 50 AE. And
If he would have
the
used
second
like
time.
something other than
We did a little bit of damage to the stone.
hollow point,
but we're
it
still
probably
not
would have
really
done way
doing
more.
much to this thing. Last but not least, let's hit it with the 500
Oh, long boy! Yeah!
Smith & Wesson.
God. Dirty Harry has made my, like, Dirty Harry was the entire reason I started loving revolvers like this. There's just something about the, like, analog nature of watching the cylinder go around and using the charging handle and everything else. Ugh.
Magnum. We're going to be loaded up with some Underwood ammo. These are 500 grain, jacketed lead flat nose.
See, now this is going to do way more. Yeah, you can instantly see that did way more. Kind of ricochet, though.
One more time.
Go center mass. There you go. I think what's happening, actually, is maybe earlier on we were presuming there was more damage being done than we thought, because at the moment, when we saw the 45 hit and all that came away, I think that was just surface damage. Like, that was, like, the very clean surface being chipped away. And really, anything that's hitting the center mass is just getting, like, all of its kinetic energy just dissipated way too heavily.
A piece of that stone just landed next to me. Well, the 500 Magnum definitely did a little more damage than all of the other pistols. It threw some stone all the way back at me, 30 yards back.
So what we're finding out is stone is better than guns. Damn, the ATF are gonna want to hear about this.
Looks like we hit.
But can you put a foregrip on your Atlas stone?
And our second shot was around this area here. Okay, I don't want to hit the Atlas stone with too much more before we hit it with the 50, but I do want to hit it with 1 or 2 rifles. So we're going to start out with an AR-15, and we're going to be loaded up with some green tip 5.56.
Oh yeah. Escape from Tarkov has made me very unhappy with that type of ammo.
Okay, well, it looks like the 5.56 green tip dug a little bit of a hole in the front of the stone, but still not.
Building contractors everywhere now do not want to use typical machinery. They're going to start using automatic rifles to dig their trenches.
Really doing much. Okay, let's hit it with one more rifle before we move on to the.
What are we calibered in? That's an AK. Actually, that looks like a I think that's a prefab. I think that's an AKM, in which case that would be chambered in 7.62 by 5.7?
BMG.
3.9, sorry.
We have an AK-47, and we're loaded up with some 7.62 by 39.
Yep, thought so.
I believe these are soft tips. I meant to grab the full metal jackets, but completely forgot.
Juicy.
Okay, the AK-47 did a little bit of damage in this area, but I wouldn't say it's any more or any less than the 5.56.
So, okay. Here's some interesting science for you. When it comes to kinetic energy dissipating over a surface like this, predominantly, it doesn't actually matter the caliber to a point, because there's a distinctive level of damage to area ratio where you are either going to do nothing but chip the damage. You're either chipping away at it because there's not enough kinetic force to cause catastrophic failure to the structure, versus something that is strong enough to cause catastrophic failure. So you are either going to do nothing more than chip away at it with the size of the caliber you're using, which is why most of these caliber types are doing the same kind of like damage to this thing, versus something that is larger that is going to do more than that. Because you get to a point where there's only so much damage you can do to this thing before it causes catastrophic failure. It's why there's such a wild difference between using your 7.62, 5.56, 50 BMG kind of stuff, your Desert Eagle 50 cal, for example, versus the 50 cal that you get from an actual BMG, from your BMG 50 cal. That in of itself is just leagues and bounds of power above anything else.
Green tip. Well, that's it for the smaller rifles. Let's finally hit this thing with the 50 cal. Okay, now the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's hit this 380
like this isn't even this wouldn't even be close. This is just so much. This is so many levels of power stronger.
Armor piercing incendiary tracer.
Oh, and of course, because he's using armor pen at the same time. I would have been interested to see if he could have used armor pen on the other guns.
Oh, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous.
And that destroyed it? Oh, wow. Damn, these Atlas stones are so dense. I think one more shot. I mean,
okay,
you can see.
Like we pretty much hit dead center.
Yes, it would have been catastrophic failure.
Quite a bit of damage to the stone.
That's actually like, this is pretty much already falling apart. You could probably shoot a 9mm at this thing at this point and it'd fall apart now.
I really thought that it would just bust in half, but
it almost has, actually.
We do have some cracks going through it now.
What the hell?
I'd almost believe that he could just kick this thing and it'd fall apart at this point.
The bullet is in the stone. I can see the bullet in the stone.
Oh, that's so cool.
Bullet. It is lodged inside that stone. I wonder if we can dig it out.
Stone ASMR.
Okay, I did some digging.
Oh, wow.
And was able to recover the bullet.
Oh, damn. That's the fun thing about armor pen type ammo is that it barely ever mushrooms or deforms. When you got hollow point, the entire point is that it's supposed to deform. But with armor pen like this, it's just one solid big hunkin' bead of metal that's so solid that it's very likely not to deform unless it's got like a much more dense surface it hits against.
That is awesome. I cannot believe that we caught that in this Atlas stone. I think we should rotate the stone, and that way we can get a fresh impact and see what that does.
If they've turned it around, it might be able to survive one more 50 cal.
Let's hit it again with a 50 BMG, and again we're loaded up with an armor-piercing incendiary tracer.
If they'd fired on the same side, it probably would have survived, would have disintegrated. Jeez, look! You can see a displacement in the stone there. That crack running all the way up. This thing is gonna bust the next shot. I love firepower. I love guns. How to say you're neurodivergent without saying you're neurodivergent?
Okay, we hit
guns.
a little low, but we did a lot of damage to the surface of this Atlas stone, and you can see we punched a hole inside the Atlas stone. It does not look like we came out the other side. Looks like there's a piece of metal in this thing. That's not good. So now we're gonna hit the stone with the 50 BMG until we finally get it to bust. Next, we're gonna use a blue tip. This is a pure
Project Bean, thank you for the follow. That probably did it. Oh my god. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, you can see there's like a metal core to it. No wonder that's so much more rigid and solid. It's got like rebar going through it. There is not enough flex seal in the world to fix that. Damn.
Oh my gosh. Did you see that flash down there?
That's because it rebounded off the metal on the inside.
Awesome.
I'm not sure if I'd be too eager to go down range of a 50 cal, even if it is unloaded.
What is that? Is that foam?
Oh, what is
Yeah,
that?
foam. I guess they used a foam ball in the center to get this thing started.
Huh.
There's little bamboo shoots in here.
Oh, that's so weird.
Those are used for. Well, I guess I learned something today. I didn't know that there were foam balls inside of these giant Atlas stones.
God, could you imagine being the Atlas ball? It's like the most solid thing on the planet, so dense that it might as well be dense as Elon Musk's brain. It's like, no one will see my internals again. Ah, 50 cal, my one weakness.
Well, there's one. But I don't know if that's one that we just shot or if that's one that was lodged in it before. So now we've recovered 2 bullets. I wonder if we can find the third.
Here's the thing is you could probably even load that up again.
Inside the stone. Look at that mark where one of the rounds cut through the concrete.
Look, guys, this isn't egregious gun porn, okay? This is science. We're merely finding out how much kinetic energy is required to blow up an Atlas stone. For science!
Oh, that's pretty cool. It's still got the writing on it. I may keep that piece. All right, well, I think that's it. I don't think we're gonna find that one. Well, if I ever decide to compete in strongman, I'm just gonna bring my 50 BMG with me. I'll shoot the heaviest stone about 3 times.
So what you're saying is, a 50 cal is in fact stronger than the strongest man on the planet. Good to know.
Bust it up into a bunch of pieces, and then I'll be able to stack it easy. Okay, that's it for today. Honestly, I had a lot of fun making today's video.
Hey, Lucy.
Again, I want to say
no
thank
worries
you to
at all.
Hidden
Thank you for
Hybrid
dropping by.
Holsters
Hope you're having
for
fun at
sponsoring
TwitchCon.
today's video. Be sure
If
to
you
check
find
them
someone
out.
called
I'll leave a
Meowmies
link
whilst
in
you're
the
there, go
description
poke
down
them in the
below.
face.
If you enjoyed
Say
today's
that
video
Kari
as
sent
much
you.
as I did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're a new subscriber, make sure you hit that little bell at the top. That way you get notified.
Alrighty, well that's it, I guess. So, ladies and gentlemen, I quite like this guy. He's, you know, I know this is one of his very much older videos, so if you guys want to suggest, the kind of stuff that you think would be worth watching for reactionary content, I would love to hear your suggestions. I definitely know that, like, more recently he's done some very unique stuff. So let me know what you guys think, and we'll see where we go with this. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe, come to my Twitch, go to the Patreon, join our Discord, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.